What is up, YouTube? This is Victor on the Let Me Explain show, and I would like to talk about fasting today. This is triggered by a movie that I watched on Amazon Prime, and this movie was talking about fasting and the research that's going on behind it. So, apparently, in Russia, they've been studying the effects of fasting on a scientific level since the 70s, if not earlier. So this just goes to show you that this is a pretty serious and effective method of healing. I won't go much into detail about what the movie talks about, but I'll give you 3 pointers as to what fasting does and how the body works and reacts to it. You can do further research on this. But before I do that, I would also like to comment that in Germany, they also take fasting pretty seriously, and there's centers where you can go to and fast for 7 days, 21 days, 40 days, and so on and so on. And in America, there's a doctor called Dr. Longo, and he is also somebody who prescribes fasting to cancer patients, which is an interesting part. Now, why I chose to do this video is one, to highlight the actual movie that's on Amazon Prime, and it's called Fasting. I'll put the link below. It is an affiliate link, so I will get a kickback from it at no expense on your part, because I work with the Amazon associates. But the movie is really great because it just outlines the history of fasting in the modern world, and how it's really beginning to gain traction within our society, and on the back of big pharma, which is totally against fasting for obvious reasons. So without much ado, let's look at. I'll give you a very brief overview of what I got from the movie. So, firstly, fasting does work. All right, there have been lab experiments done with animals. There have also been human experiments done, documented in Russia, in Germany, and now in America. So, there's no doubt about it. It does work. Now, here's the thing. In the movie, they did state that the body, in its peak form, if you start fasting and on a healthy body, the body has enough storage within it for 40 days. Now, please note the number 40 days. If you look in the Christian Bible, Jesus Christ fasted for 40 days, which is rather interesting. I just thought that was an interesting correlation between the two. Now, let's look at what happens to the body when you're fasting. Once again, I'm not a scientist, I'm an artist, so I will give a very, very brief overview, a very general overview of it. But apparently, what happens is this: when you're fasting, after 2 or 3 days, your body goes into acidosis. In other words, it's producing acid. As it begins to clean out all the toxins from your system. And then, as a food source, you start off by using the glucose in your system. And once the glucose is depleted, which is within 24 hours, the body then moves on to lipids, which is the fat storage in your body. And this can really sustain you for over 20 days. Apparently, I'm not too sure on the numbers. As I said, this is just general. And and so after the lipids are depleted, then it goes on to the proteins, which it will process into energy for your body. Now, apparently, the body works in this way because protein is the most important aspect within your body, and if that's depleted, then of course you are in danger. So it's interesting to see that the body actually has a mechanism that's been tried and tested, been proven to be the same throughout. Even in penguins, it apparently is the same way. So this is something that's ingrained in our DNA. Our bodies can do that. They are equipped to deal with shortage of nutrients within itself. And so during this period, well, what Dr. Longo mentioned was that the body's cells get into a protective mode. In other words, they form a layer within themselves that protects them from the external environment because the body is in a state of danger. And apparently, cancer cells cannot do the same because they they don't have the same DNA as the body does. They don't have the same information that the body has. This information that's been loaded into our DNA over thousands of years as a protective mechanism. So, according to Dr. Longo, the cancer cells can actually die when one is fasting. They begin to die off. So it's interesting to see that fasting has such a powerful impact on cancer. And according to his research, also, those undergoing chemotherapy after fasting have a better, their bodies take on the chemotherapy better than people who don't fast and then go on to chemotherapeutic treatment. So I just thought I'll bring that up, highlight that, just to show the power of fasting. And also, I would like to mention that Dr. Sebi, who turned me on to the whole herb thing in the beginning, also specifies that fasting is a powerful way to heal the body through cleansing and through resetting it. And it's interesting to see that he advocated for this, and he was taken lightly. Some people, called him a fraud and so on and so on. But when you really look at it and how he laid it out, this man was onto something. Even Usha village, where people go to heal, they have a fasting session where you fast for a certain number of days. Left Eye, Lisa Lopez, Left Eye, the artist, may her soul rest in peace, was one such person who went to Usha village, Dr. Sebi's Usha village, and spoke greatly of how she was healed and through fasting and so on. And so I'll leave it at that. All I wanted to say was that fasting is real, fasting works, and if you have your doubts, please do more research on it. It might be considered controversial at this moment, because think about it. If there's anything that challenges the drug industry, which gives us the modern day diseases like cancer and so on, of course, your research is going to be hampered by a lot of rebuttal from big pharma saying that it doesn't work. So I'd just like to say, look into the history of different peoples and study fasting from their perspective, but also look at this movie called Fasting on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix, but I'm pretty sure you can only get it on Amazon Prime. You do have to be a Prime member. I'll leave the link below on how you can become a Prime member. Again, this is an affiliate link. That's how I generate a bit of income to carry on doing these videos. But nonetheless, you can just go to Amazon directly and become a member. It doesn't make a difference on my end. Nonetheless, I hope you found this video useful. If you did find it useful, please watch it right to the end, and do subscribe, hit the notification button. I do random videos. For example, this is on fasting. My previous one was on Grammarly, and I do all kinds of videos, so I'm not limited to one genre. And I hope that's not a hindrance to people. And thanks so much for watching, and do share, subscribe. It does help my channel, and I hope you have a blessed, fruitful day. I'm Victor on the Let Me Explain show, and if you'd like to see more, please do subscribe and hit the notification button, and you'll be sure to get every video that I post on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching and supporting this channel.